brothers and sisters, put your hands together for Apocalypse.
Peace. Here we go. Another day from the desk of Apocalypse. Dogs to God's Entertainment. With a quick word of reflection, a quick word of gratitude, gratefulness. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm still driving high off of the energy from this weekend, from Savior's Day 2022. A great celebration, a great fellowship with believers from all over the world, you know, and a successful weekend. You know, I want to thank Allah for yesterday. You know, we typically don't open on Mondays, but we knew a lot of believers were going to still be in town, so we had to open the doors for those, you know, who wanted to come on through and show us some love, show us some support, and have the foodies experience, you know what I'm saying? And one of the great things that took place yesterday, I would say, first I'll start with this: the great Dougie Fresh, the world's greatest entertainer, came through and, you know, enjoyed a meal at the foodie spot, you know, and I got a chance to talk to him. You told him that I was the one who was doing the baking in the spot. So he asked me a question about bean pies, and, you know, I won't get into that. But so a little later on, I brought him a warm, fresh bean pie out of the oven, you know, gave it to him. I said, you know, based on the question you asked me earlier, you know what I'm saying, you get a chance, hit that. He took it, he said, man, it's warm, still warm. He said, I'm gonna have some of this now, right? So anyway, some other people came over there and started talking to him. So I went to the back and continued to do what I was doing, you know. And then I looked out and I saw him. He had the fork in his hand. He had the pie unwrapped. He was ready to get into it, right? So I went over there. He hit it one time. He was like, you know, when somebody hits you with that, you already know what's happening, right? So he said, I could taste the butter, you know. And I said, yeah, man, bean pie ain't no bean pie without that butter, you know what I'm saying? So he said, man, it's warm, you know. I'm telling you, when I first hit it, the first thought I had, man, was like, man, I could use some ice cream with this. So anyway, he gave me the thumbs up, and then my dear brother RZA, you know, I appreciate the love and the shout out that brother gave for me on the little video that we put together, as far as that is concerned. So that was good, man. That was a blessing to have that energy present. And then the other blessing, man, we Sister Carmela received a call. You know what I mean? And I could tell by her, the way she was moving around, it was that call, you know, it was that call, right? So we were blessed, man, with a drive-by from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, man. It was such a blessing, man, you know, and it just reminded me of the first time he came, you know, because, you know, some of you know, some of you don't, but you can imagine that, especially now with the pandemic, with a lot of the different things, even though 3 years ago when we started the foodie spot, you know, it wasn't a pandemic, but it's just not an easy thing to run this kind of operation. So, you know, the ups and downs are real, you know, and sometimes the downs, man, is like, you know, you ever seen a fighter, man, on the ropes, man, and he just getting pounded, you know what I mean? And if you don't get off them ropes, man, you about to get knocked out, right? And so I reflect on the first time the minister came to the foodie spot, you know, in that little humble beginning while we were going through those struggles, which we still go through struggles, but it's on another level because Allah been blessing us. But anyway, so, you know, it's one thing to remember. Remember, it's like bringing something back to the mind. You know what I'm saying? But to recall, you know, see, with somebody like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when he gives you words, it's best to, in my opinion, my conjecture is that it's best to recall. See, because when you recall, you officially send someone or oneself back, to return to. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you put yourself back in the atmosphere of that experience, right? And so, one thing, he looked at Sister Carmela face to face. Thank you for your courage, sister. He looked at me face to face. Thank you for your courage, brother. And then he walked in. He looked around and see the man of God, man, the Messiah. He's surveying. He's, again, this is how I'm putting it together, right? And then he says, I feel good. I feel like you're going to be successful. See, look, man. When you're on the ropes and see, just to recall that experience, that energy, from a man whose word is bond. You know what I mean? It gives you the strength to fight off them ropes, man. And keep it moving. So anyway, that was a great experience after giving so much energy from Allah, the swan song, to the whole entire world, to be on his mind in a good way. It's a blessing. And he said also that day, because we weren't open that day when he came, and it was a Monday, and typically, again, we don't open on Mondays, but he wanted to see the place. And then another thing he said that day, he said, I want to come back when you're in here cooking. I want to be a customer. I want to be a good customer. And again, as we stated, his word is bond. He has been that. You know what I mean? And so, all praises due to Allah. That's our word today from the Death of Apocalypse. Just to give, the Quran said, give good news to the believers. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do it, And that's our word. And we open the day. You know what I mean? So it's boom, 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 boom. We got all the way to next Monday before we could, rest a little bit. But 7350 South Stony Island Avenue. If you're in Chicago, come on through. Show us support. Show us some love. Enjoy your day. Peace.